going live now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to community presentation on the revaluation. I'm Vic DeLuca. I'm the mayor, and you're not going to hear too much from me tonight, other than I think I've asked you, all of you, if you've done your census form, and if you haven't, please do so as soon as you can. But we're going to hear from the representatives of the firm that we have hired to do the census. The last time do the revaluation. The last time we did the revaluation was back in 2000, and it went on to the books in 2010. We said we would be doing it every 10 years. The county told us that we had to do it this year, so we're under a court order, or at least the Essex County Board of Taxation, that we have to do the revaluation. So we have Ernie and Rick Del Guercio of Appraisal Systems Incorporated. It's the firm that we've hired. They will do the presentation. We are going on live on TV. There may be some people who will be emailing some questions in. If that occurs, I'll be asking those questions on their behalf. This presentation is a good deal of information going to you, but there's going to be opportunity for you to ask questions throughout. How are you going to do that? If people at the end, okay, so they'll explain how they want to run the meeting. We're here for as long as you need to be, and hopefully that you'll get the information that you need to know in order to feel comfortable about the process going forward. So let me introduce Ernie and Rick Del Guercio.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor stated, our purpose here tonight is to explain to you the process of revaluation. I will start by describing the statutory scheme as it pertains to this process, and then Rick will describe the methodology used, methodology both dictated by the Department of the Treasury, State of New Jersey, local property branch, and by acceptable appraisal methodology. I will then close with the statutory scheme, but that's only if Rick releases the microphone at that point. He never does. So at that point, we will have a question and answer period, and Ed Brown, Rick, and myself will stay until all of your questions have been satisfied. So let's start with the statutory scheme. As the mayor indicated to you, this revaluation was ordered by the Essex County Board of Taxation. The Essex County Board of Taxation is charged with that responsibility by the Director of the Division of Taxation. The Director of the Division of Taxation is a creature of the legislature and acts on their behalf with constitutional authority. The Director gives to each county board the responsibility of looking at each municipality within the county borders to determine the need for revaluation. If that need is so determined by each county board, then an order is given to each municipality which carries with it the effect of law. A municipality must comply. They may appeal, and if not without good reason, the revaluation goes forward. The purpose of revaluation, and the only purpose of revaluation, is to fairly distribute the tax burden among all property owners within a specific municipality. The Constitution of the State of New Jersey, with reference to Title 54, makes two demands: that all property be assessed at 100% of its true market value, and second, and probably most important, that all property be assessed by the same standard of value. So our New Jersey Constitution says true market value. That's called an ad valorem tax, or a tax based on value. You pay according to the value of the property. The same standard ensures that everyone pays their fair share, no more, no less. And that's, in a nutshell, the purpose of revaluation: to make sure that everyone is paying their fair share. There still remains this notion, this myth, that revaluation is simply a way for a municipality to increase taxes. It's absolutely not true. Taxes have a way of increasing year after year after year based upon the budgetary demands of the municipality. There is no municipality in the state of New Jersey that needs a revaluation to create an increase in the tax levy. That's simply done by promulgating a budget by those three major divisions of local government: the schools, the county, and your local municipal elected officials. If they need to raise their budget by 5% to meet the budgetary demands, the tax rate goes up 5%. A revaluation is not necessary to accomplish that task. But every now and then, because of shifts in the market, you need to reassess all properties to ensure that everyone is paying their fair share. That's very critical in the state of New Jersey, since we are, number one, in the country on our demand for local revenue to be raised through property taxes. So now, the Essex County Board of Taxation, when they ordered Maplewood to conduct a revaluation, considered the following. Number one, they look at the time since the last revaluation. And over a period of time, properties tend to either increase or decrease at varying rates. So the longer the period of time between the last effort to uniformly assess all properties, the more the need for a revaluation. They look at the average ratio. The average ratio is determined by the local assessor, who reports to the director of the Division of Taxation. And the local assessor reports all sales that have taken place in a particular sampling period. So if a property sells for $250,000 and it's assessed for $175,000, it has a 50% ratio. Or let's make it easier. It sells for $300,000 and it's assessed for $150,000. It has a 50% ratio. All of the willing buyer, willing seller sales are accumulated, and they come up with